the board game at the end of that clip. So the board game was aimed at younger children. So this was when the boys really got into that kind of preventative space and what would have helped them at an earlier point in their lives. And we kind of fell on snakes and ladders, and the boys took a really interesting, deeply philosophical kind of approach to snakes and ladders. So, yeah, you can land on ladders and you get opportunities, but they were very clear that opportunities aren't just handed out to you, you need to earn them. So, as well as playing snakes and ladders, the game has a number of discussion cards that when you fall on certain parts of the board, you have to pick up these cards and they prompt discussions with the adults who are supporting you. So, like I say, the ladders are about opportunities and how you get opportunities and who can support you to meet the goals that you want to meet. And likewise, you can land on snakes, and snake scenarios are some of the kind of dilemmas that young people face in everyday kind of street life. And again, sometimes snake scenarios end up in something negative happening and you fall back down the board, but sometimes it's a game of chance. Sometimes you can get in sticky situations and get away with it. So, again, all these kind of real life aspects are built into the game. You have card charges as well. So these were all scenarios that the boys had faced where they get into trouble with the law. And again, it was an opportunity to explore with the adults playing the game with them, things they could have done differently or explore the implications of getting a charge and how that would impact them going forward. So the board game's obviously like an offline resource, and we do have a kind of limited number of prototypes, but we are trying to commercialize the board game. So if you're interested in having a wee play of it, then do get in touch and I will try to get what is a very large board game to you. Um, and then finally, the podcast that Ali mentioned, Young Warriors, the wise men handed the mantle on to the young wise men, their youngers, who have been carrying on the work with the resource, in particular the board game, but also they had the opportunity to contribute to Ali's podcast, Young Warriors. So the podcast takes us across the UK, hearing from young people and youth practitioners about the healing power of rap lyrics, communities built on food, unlikely stories about grannies knitting gang jumpers, and much, much more. But really, Young Warriors tells the stories of hope. It's about young people who are not only transforming their own lives, but they're being given a platform to transform the communities that they are part of, to transform the systems that have excluded them and are keeping them on the outs. So the bonus episode hands the mic over to the young wise men quite literally. They did all the recording, they did all the interviews, they did the first edit, they gave feedback on the production, and they even star as the cover